Say Shabbat Shalom to our members, to all our visitors, people from Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, people originally from Israel, people, I don't remember where else, but did I leave out? Colorado. So we have a wonderful group of people, and this is something that's very precious to us. It enriches us because these days we have very few members and people are traveling and people are doing things and since I was just explaining, since the pandemic and since the hurricanes and all that stuff. But always, the visitors have enriched us with their presence. We like to talk to you, we like to have you at our onegs and so forth. So we are having an oneg after services tonight. And I also spoke to some of you about high membership of this congregation. We have about over 1,000. We used to have close to 2,000 people just like you who come to the synagogue, and then you become a member for $54 a year, and we send you our bulletins, and we send you our, you can put your yard sites in. You give us your names of your yard sites and your birthdays, and we will announce them, as you will see that we will be doing that later. Anyway, so now I've given you my welcome speech, and in conclusion, I need to say that the rabbi is unable to be here tonight. She is doing well, but she's unable to be here, and we have with us someone who spent some years of her life growing up here, who's living somewhere else, but has come back and keeps coming back to visit us, to visit her mother who lives here, and that's Rebecca Gerbinich. So we are very pleased to have Rebecca do the service tonight and looking forward to having one of the young people that grew up with us take on leadership responsibilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Marilyn. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Nice. That's better than the rabbi sometimes. So as Marilyn so kindly introduced me, my name is Rebecca Gerbinich. I have lived here for a lot of my life, born here, named in this very synagogue, now live stateside. So it is an honor and a privilege to be here to pray with you all tonight and lead us in services. So with that, we are going to start on page 128, the top of it with Hine Matov.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת האם גם יד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת האם גם יד. הנה מה טוב, שבת האם גם יד. שבתאים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבתאים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבתאים גם יחד.
Beautiful. We will continue on page 125 with a Shabbat reading. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide. Now we'll go back to page 120 for the lighting of the candles. I would love to invite my dear friend Hannah Schaefer up to please give us this honor.
matches? Are there matches? Oh. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
For those of no, you're good. For those who are new, sometimes the lighters don't work, so we resort to matches. So thank you for your patience.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you, Hannah. We are going to continue with L'chadodi on page 138, and when we get to the 9th stanza, we will rise, but I will let you know when we get there. 138.
דודי לקראת קלה, לה לה לה, יאללה לה, יאללה לה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה לה, יאללה לה, יאללה לה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, ישמיענו אל המיוחד, יש אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, פרד ולתהילה. יאללה לה 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 לך דודי בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה לה, יאללה לה, יאללה לה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, קומי ואורך, קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה לה, יאללה לה, יאללה לה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise.
אוי ושלום עטרת פלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, לה יאללה יאללה לה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, לה 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 יאללה לה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Thank you. So Please remain standing. We're going to jump into the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144, and please join with me. Yikadav, Yikadash, Me Rabba, Be'alma divrach yirotei, V'yamlich malhutei, B'hayehon uv'yomechon, Uv'hayet b'chol beit Yisrael, Ba'gala uzman kariv, V'miru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba mivarach Le'olama me'omaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitraman, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yithalel, V'yithalal, Shmei Dekudasha, Brechu, Le'an min kol berchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nehemata, Damiran be'alma, V'yimeru, Amen. We will say together on the bottom of page 145, entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. Thank you. We will turn to page 146 for the Barhu. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever. Amen. You may be seated. We will continue on the bottom of page 149. Please join me. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. We will now continue on the top of page 151, as you taught Torah. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. I invite you to please rise as we continue with the Shema on page 152.
Adonai,
If it is your custom, you may be seated. We will continue with the Via Hafta on page 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושינתם לבניך ודיברת בם ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידך והיו לטות אפוד בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם אני אדוני אלוהיהם אשר הוצאתי אתם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיהם. We will continue in the middle of page 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. And we'll continue on page 158 with the Michamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלי, נורא תהילות אוסף אלי. מלכותך ובניך כהים לפני משה מרים זה עליין ואמרו אדוני ימלוך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Thank you. We will now continue on page 160 with the Hashkivenu.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום להעמידנו שומרינו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום להעמידנו שומרינו לחיים. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. And then I say, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars. Our children will pray one day, one day, one day, one day.
a reading on the top of page 161, and please join me. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael va'al Yerushalayim. We will now continue on page 162 with the Shamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשי אדוני, עשי אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We will now continue on page 164 for the Amidah, and please rise. Adonai sifatai titaf ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'zocher hastei avot v'imahot, umevi gula livnei v'neihem, leman shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshiach u'magen, baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham b'tzrat Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayeh kol atah rav lehoshia, Mechayel Haim Behesed, Mechayel HaKol Berachamim Bramim, Somech Noflim Verofeh Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mihamocha V'al Gevurot, Umido Melah, Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua B'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh l'shimcha kadosh U'kshoshim b'chol yom halu haselah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. At this time, I invite you all to enjoy your own silent prayers. You may be seated, and we'll continue on the bottom of page 180 with Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Thank you, Lula. We are going to continue on the top of page 371 with the Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. I would first like to go around the congregation and ask anyone who would like to share any names to please do so now. Rabbi Julia Margolis, yes. Francis. I'd also like to include the names of Lori Allen, Michelle Barnes, David Batchelder, Marianne Blazer, Bob Brenner, Jill Page Soprano, Michael Copps, Anthony DePascal, Deborah Gelberg, Jack Golden, Deborah Graulich, Lee Marsh Grayson, Marilyn Grishman, Iris Horwitz, Mark Isaacs, Don Jeffries, Amanda Barry Johnson, Violet Adelaide Johnson, Bonnie King, Sally Mallory, Nancy Ann Martin, Cindy Botmarine, David Neely, Chinwe Osaze, Brooke Robin, Mary Sanchez, Sophia Schwartz, Cynthia Stein, Bridget Van Hagen, and Andrea Weibel. And we will continue with the Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak,
So this is the time where traditionally our Rabbi Margolis, would come up here, or already be up here, and give her devar. So when I was talking with her about leading services tonight, I had no idea that she was planning on writing something, so I wrote something. And then when I told her that, she's like, I had no idea. I said, well, now you do. So please give me patience as I read through this. Also, our printer was a little low on ink, so if I have to take a moment and say, what did I write there? Again, I appreciate your patience. So Shabbat Shalom. First, I'd like, amazing. First, again, I'd like to thank everyone for allowing me to lead us all in Shabbat services tonight. While I have many years of lay leader experience in my multitude of communities, surprisingly, this is the first time that I've actually led Shabbat services here on island. I have helped Rabbi Julie in the past. I've helped, and I'll talk more about this later, so I'm getting ahead of myself. I've helped with the online services during the pandemic, but this is actually the first time that I'm up here by myself. So again, thank you. And this is the congregation in the synagogue that I was named in. I really feel like I grew up here. So I can't say this enough. I feel really honored to be here with you all. So this week's Torah portion is Parashat Teruma. In this portion, God tells Moses to go up the mountain to receive God's commandments, not the 10 commandments, because I was like, that's not right now. What are we talking about? So Moses goes up this mountain, and after 40 days and 40 nights, comes down with a set of instructions. Now, this first set of instructions tells Moses how to create a dwelling place, specifically for God's presence. So God says that in this sanctuary, the Israelites are to bring gifts. And the gifts can be from anyone, they can be anything, as long as their heart moves them in a giving way. God continues with instructions on how to actually create the tabernacle, which, honestly, I looked it up. It's a portable sanctuary, no idea. So God lists the type of wood that they must use, the exact measurements in which this wood should be cut, and the type of cover that should adorn the tabernacle. God also includes instructions on how to create an ark. There's a table, there's golden bowls, golden ladles, golden jars, golden menorahs, I think you get the gold idea, golden lamps, and then there's more curtains. So all of these instructions or directions are ultimately to make this sanctuary a beautiful and this magnificent place for God to be in amongst all of us. Now, as I was reading this, and I used myjewishlearning.com, great resource if you ever want to look it up. So as I was reading this summary, I was like, why? The most simple question came to my mind. Why? Why did God want us to build the ark specifically using acacia wood? Why did we need to make a cover of pure gold with 2 angels on both ends? Why did we need to have a pure gold menorah with 6 almond blossom type branches plus 7 lamps to give light? That's a lot of light. Why did we have to create a sanctuary so specific and so detailed when it may not be possible? And would that ultimately prevent us from feeling God's presence when we gather? So I'm taking this moment right now, and I'm looking around our sanctuary, and I see our sometimes eternal flame, mostly eternal, flame up there above the ark. I see the 4 pillars representing the 4 matriarchs. I see the faces of people who I have known my entire life, and then I see the faces of people who I'm just now meeting tonight. I see our sand floor. I see some of the tracks of creatures and people who have come through here. I hear the buzz of our technology, which allows people both on island and from far away to join us, and I want to give a shout out to Nina. Hi. So I hear all these things and I see all these things, but most of all, I feel God's presence here. Here on island, many of you might know, our sanctuary has been through many moments, many trying times. In September of 1989, Hurricane Hugo came through and just destroyed the island. But our synagogue held strong, and many of our houses have blown away. Again in September, there's going to be a theme with September of 1995, Hurricane Marilyn came through and completely devastated St. Thomas. The synagogue was a central meeting place for many of our community members to come check on each other, and there was a moment of a baby naming, it was mine, where in this destruction of the island, we had this moment of joy and community, giving me my Hebrew name. In September of 2017, after Hurricanes Irma and Maria came through the island, again, congregants came to the synagogue to assess the damage and to use it as a central meeting place. It was also used as a donation center for other people who were in need. In 2020, when the pandemic came to the Virgin Islands, we switched to virtual services out of our own homes. And I was one of the tech people who, during the high holidays 2020, was sitting in my kitchen in Washington, D.C., while the rabbi was here leading services, and I was the tech person. So if anyone had questions, contact me, and people from all over the country were saying, how do you turn up the volume? It's like, that's a great question. Yes. But again, that is what this community is. Even just a few months ago, during the high holidays, service were held up in Lilienfeld House because we were having construction. So each time our congregation has been displaced from our building, our physical sanctuary, we came together as a community to laugh and to cry, to pray, and to just be. So I'd like to think that a sanctuary is not necessarily defined by the length of the wood used to create the ark or the color of twined linen in the curtains, but instead it's because of the people and the community who inhabit it. And that is where I really believe God's presence to lie. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. So we are going to continue on page 586 for Aleinu, and I would like to invite Donald and Carolyn Pomerantz to open the ark. Page 586. Is it locked? It could be locked. It might be locked. All right, so they are. I just saw them a week ago. So let's just use our great imaginations. Donald and Carolyn, you're welcome to stay or you're welcome to go back, whatever you want. So thank you all for rising, and we'll continue with the Aleinu. Please. Rob is here to save the day. Oh. Snaps. Yashar Koach. Thank you so much. And there they are. Beautiful. Perfect. And we will continue with the Aleinu on page 586. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol la'tekeru la'lerotzei breshit she'una l'avenu ha'el v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama she'lo samchalhenu kahem v'go aleinu kechol hamonam V'anachnu korim umishtachabim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim ve'yoset aretz umoshe yikaro b'shamayim mima'al ushchinatu zo begoher meromim Hu Eloheinu Einod Emed Malkeinu Efes Ulatov Kakatu B'Torato V'yadat Hayom V'hashivota El Elavecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim B'Shamayim Mima'al Ve'ol haaretz in tahat einot v'nemar v'haya Adonai memelech al kol haaretz v'yom You may be seated. Thank you. A reading on page 592. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men and women that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your sibling walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you with something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved, and if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. We will continue on page 598, 598 with the Mourner's Kaddish. And I will be going through the list of, we don't need to stand just yet unless you want to. I'm going to go through the Kaddish and Yard Site list, and if I say the name of one of your loved ones, please rise. Matthew Agurkis, Ben E. Bain, Stephen B. McCourtney, Alex Berlin, Hannah Levin, Christensen, Benjamin Goldberger, Saul Goldman, Muriel Greenberg, Seymour Greenberg, Miriam Greisman, Erno Havas, Mabel Alfreda Johnson, Irving Lerner, Marvin Lichtenstein, Vera McDonald, Raymond Newman III, H. Rivka Nielsen, Charlotte Pywanski, Zora Pywanski, Samuel Rosenthal, Tessie Soloway, Millicent Stark, Martin Sternberg, Esther Wechter, Emmanuel Weinberg, Marvin Askinas, Meyer Bander, Sanford Black, Ruth Bornstein, Isaac Brown, Abe Brodner, Charlotte Dorothy Chudnovsky, Irene Cohen, Lawrence Coyne, Kaylee Cutler, Ida Dash, Bruce Davidson, Sam Dlatt, Rose Dolby, Louis Fenivis, Hyman Fox, June Freeman, Betty Gershon, Pearl Gerstel, Ethel Goldfarb, Anna Goldstein, Paul Goldstein, Ruth Hinden, Sama Holland, Jenny Kessler, Marvin Colkin, Louis Corange, Henry Kosterlitz, Herbert Kreitner, Charles Kuttner, Robert Lanov, Jacob Leff, Anna Lefkowitz, Ann Lieberman, Marvin Lowy, Muriel Lubin, Michael Lustig, Romaine Menaker, Stephen Menschel, Sidney Mermelstein, Israel Middleman, Rebecca Mittman, Sarah Orbuck, Philip Hone, Milton Patz, Anna Paverman, Phyllis Pullman, Benjamin Radbell, Robert Richards, William Romanoff, Joseph Rosenberg, Rose Rudberg, Rabbi Rubner, Leon Reiner, Beatrice Schwartz, Rosalind Sherman, Lenore Sherwin, Anna Toffel, Isaac Troy, Rose Wasserman, Ethel Waxler, Eugene Weisberg, Doris Weiss, Bruce Zoller. And is there anyone else in the congregation who people would like to name? And we will rise as a community to join those on page 598. Charlotte Pywanski was a wonderful woman, and I was honored to know her for a very short time, but she's one. Together on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah. Be'alma divrach hirote v'yamlich malchute. B'chayachon uv'mechon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehesh me rabah mivrach le'olam omea maya. V'yit barach v'yish tabat v'yit pa'ar v'yit raman v'yit naseh. V'yit hadar v'yit halel v'yit halal shmei dekudasha brechu. Le'enlam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiran v'elma v'imru amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. Just a few announcements. I would like to thank and also wish a very happy birthday to our own Neil Pryor, and thank you and Trudy for sponsoring tonight's oneg. So happy birthday on Wednesday. And then I'd also like to say happy birthday to our very own Lyra on Wednesday as well. She's our wonderful tech person, kind of over here in the background, but doing the work that makes us reach people not in this exact community. So happy birthday to both of you. And then are there any other birthdays? Happy birthday. Mazel tov, so exciting. Any other celebrations? I'm up here, I can do this. Any other celebrations anyone wants to mazel tov for each other? That's okay. So we are going to end with a song that we would sing at camp a lot, and it's a very popular song within the Union for Reform Judaism. So it is a Lord Prepare Me to Be a Sanctuary song. So Luba and I practice this. So Luba's going to sing, and I'm going to let you know what lyrics are coming up. So we'll just do that twice, and then we will go and enjoy a fabulous oneg up at Lilienfeld. We'll start with Lord Prepare Me. Be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me.
Lord, prepare me
to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I will be a living sanctuary for you. One more time all together.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Good. Thank you. So again, there will be an oneg up the hill at Lilienfeld. For those of you who know, you know. For those of you who don't, please just follow the crowd up the hill. And Shabbat shalom.